Hi everyone. It's Margaret Hayes here from our little suburb outside Columbus, Ohio. Where are you watching from tonight? Let me paint the picture for you. It's a Friday evening, our dining room glowing warm under the chandelier I picked out 30 years ago. The smell of roast chicken and garlic mashed potatoes filling the air. 6 of our closest friends are gathered around the table, glasses clinking, laughter bouncing off the walls like old times. I'm passing the gravy when I realize the salt shaker's missing from my side. Simple fix. Robert, honey, could you pass the salt? I say, smiling across at my husband of 35 years. His fork freezes midair. I see it, the way his jaw tightens, his eyes narrowing like I've just insulted him in front of the Pope. He slams the fork down, the metal screeching against china, and stands up so fast his chair tips back. You're so stupid, Margaret, he bellows, face turning purple. After all these years, you can't even remember the damn salt? What kind of wife forgets something that basic? Useless. The words hit like a slap, hot and stinging. Forks pause. Conversations die. Linda across from me gasps softly, her napkin frozen halfway to her mouth. Tom stares at his plate. The air thickens, heavy with second-hand embarrassment, and I feel every eye on me. My cheeks burning, throat tightening like it's closing up. Part of me wants to shrink, to apologize for existing, but something deeper kicks in. Years of teaching rowdy third graders taught me control. I force a calm smile, pick up my fork and take a slow bite of potatoes. They taste like ash now, but I chew deliberately. Pass the peas, please. I say evenly, voice steady as Ohio bedrock. Robert snorts, mutters incredible under his breath, and storms out, door slamming like a gunshot. The room stays silent another beat. Then Linda reaches over, squeezes my hand. You okay, Marge? She whispers. I nod, but inside my heart's pounding. A mix of hurt and something sharper, like waking up. They leave awkwardly soon after, hugging me extra tight, murmuring, call if you need us. Robert doesn't come back down. I clear the table alone, scraping plates, the salt shaker mocking me from the kitchen counter where I'd left it. Hours tick by. Around midnight, his phone starts buzzing downstairs, frantic, insistent. I hear him cursing, pacing. What do you mean declined? Try it again. He's on with the bank, voice rising to panic. My card? Empty? That's impossible. Check it. Silence, then a choked sob I haven't heard since his mother died. He had no idea. No idea I'd beaten him to it. What would you do? Sitting there in the dark, listening to your husband crumble while knowing you hold all the cards. Have you ever smiled through shame like that just to see what comes next? Let me back up and tell you how this started. To understand that dinner, and what I did about Robert's card, you need to know where my life stood before everything cracked open. My name is Margaret Eleanor Hayes, 68 years old, and for 35 years, our split-level home in this quiet Columbus suburb had been my world. Robert and I built it together after the kids came, Jennifer first, then Michael, back when $450,000 in joint savings in our retirement accounts felt like a fortress. I just retired from 28 years teaching third grade at Lincoln Elementary, the kind of job where you wipe noses in tie shoes while dreaming of quiet evenings. Robert, 70 now, managed loans at First Ohio Bank, always the charmer with his quick laugh and stories from the 70s. We were that couple, Sunday barbecues, winter trips to Florida, holding hands at our kids' graduations. Or so I thought. Life felt steady, even golden. Jennifer, 42, lived 2 towns over with her husband and their 2 girls. She ran a bakery, always dropping off lemon bars with hugs that lingered a bit too long lately. Michael, 38, was the salesman type, flashy car, big plans, single but dating that coworker Emma I'd met once. Family dinners were our rhythm. Me in the kitchen, apron dusted with flour, Robert pouring wine, kids teasing about my meatloaf recipe from Grandma Hayes. We'd laugh about Michael's latest deal or Jennifer's cake disasters. I handled the bills, always had, balancing checkbooks on our old oak desk, pension checks direct deposited, Robert's salary hitting like clockwork. What did I have to lose? Everything. The house paid off with my summer subbing, our nest egg for those golden years, the family photo albums stacked in the hall closet. But looking back, the cracks started small, like hairline fractures in good china. First red flag came 3 months before that dinner. Right after Jennifer's wedding. We'd footed $35,000, my idea, from savings, and I noticed our checking dipped funny. A $500 ATM withdrawal in downtown Columbus, nowhere near Robert's branch. Must be a glitch, he said that night over pork chops, waving it off with his easy grin. Banks mess up all the time, Marge. Don't worry your pretty head. I nodded but filed it away. Teaching kids taught me patterns. Then the late nights ramped up. Big audits at work, he'd say, coming home at 10 p.m. smelling of that new cologne. Not his usual Old Spice. One Tuesday I waited up, coffee going cold. Rough one? I asked, rubbing his shoulders. He shrugged me off sharper than usual. Just work, Margaret. Go to bed. A week later, Dorothy from next door caught me watering petunias. Saw a blonde dropping Robert off last Thursday, she said casually, clipping her roses. Fancy car, red Mustang. Looked cozy. My stomach twisted but I laughed it off. Probably a client. Robert's always schmoozing. Dorothy raised an eyebrow but let it drop. Still, that night I checked our online banking, missing statements for 2 months. Where's July's? I asked at breakfast. He barely looked up from his eggs. You probably filed it wrong. Happens when you're tired. Tired. That word stuck like he was planting it. Then the cologne again, stronger, mixed with perfume that wasn't mine. Our anniversary snuck up 35th. And he forgot, until I reminded him. Dinner at our place, just us. He was distracted, phone buzzing under the table. Work, he muttered, silencing it. The wedding bills sealed it. Jennifer sent the final tally, $20,000 extra for flowers and photographer. But photos showed daisies, no orchids. I cross-checked our account. Another $2,300 charge to some E. Carlson Consulting. Emma's initials? Coincidence, I told myself, pouring tea to steady my hands. But doubt crept in like fog off the Scioto River. Have you ever loved someone so long you ignore the signs? Where are you watching from? Somewhere with family photos hiding secrets too. Part of me screamed paranoia. Robert was my rock through my hip surgery last year, holding my hand in the hospital. But teaching instincts kicked in. Kids lie with shifty eyes and half-stories. By Friday, staring at that unbalanced ledger, I decided. No confrontation, not yet. I'd investigate quietly like grading papers for patterns. First stop. The bank branch Monday morning, playing the forgetful wife. Lost statements, the teller said kindly. We'll print duplicates. As I drove home, heart thumping against my ribs like a trapped bird, I knew. Something was rotting under our perfect life. And I was going to uncover it layer by layer. That was the moment, the spark. Little did I know how deep it ran, or what I'd find waiting in those papers. Monday morning came crisp and clear. The kind of Ohio fall day where leaves crunch underfoot and you can see your breath. I drove to Robert's bank branch early, before the rush, my hands gripping the wheel tighter than necessary. The teller, a sweet girl named Tammy with a name tag pinned crooked, recognized me from years of deposits. Mrs. Hayes, what can I do for you? I smiled my teacher's smile, the one that got confessions out of fibbing 8-year-olds. Oh, Tammy, I seem to have misplaced our last few statements. Could you print duplicates? Robert's been so busy. She nodded eagerly, tapping away. As the printer hummed, I leaned in casual-like. Everything okay with our accounts? I noticed a funny withdrawal last month. Her fingers paused a beat too long. Let me check, she said, eyes flicking to her screen. What she handed me wasn't just statements, it was a map to hell. There, in black ink, $50,000 transferred to Carlson Consulting over 6 months, in chunks of $5,000 to $10,000. ATM pulls in Columbus proper, not our suburb. Hotel charges at the Hilton downtown twice in August alone. My pension untouched, but our joint savings hemorrhaging like a slow leak. Heart hammering, I thanked Tammy sweetly and drove straight to Dorothy's. Look at this, I whispered over coffee in her sunny kitchen. Papers spread like a crime scene. Dorothy's eyes widened behind her bifocals. Emma Carlson, that's the blonde I saw. Robert's co-worker. Marge, this is bad. Bad didn't cover it. My chest ached, a physical vice, but anger flickered underneath, hot and new. That night I started my real investigation, secret, clever, like piecing together a puzzle from kids' lost homework. Robert was at bowling league, so I borrowed Michael's old laptop from the garage, the one with forgotten passwords I knew by heart. A quick online search. Emma Carlson, 35, loan officer at First Ohio, LinkedIn smiling in a red blazer. Then I got sneaky mirrored Robert's work email through a free app I'd learned from tech-savvy grandkids. What poured in made bile rise in my throat. Emails from M to Bobby. Can't wait for our weekend. That necklace will look perfect. Photos attached, her lounging by a pool, not ours. Margaret's clueless as ever. Once we get the home equity loan, we're free. Home equity loan? On our paid-off house. I needed proof beyond pixels. Next evening, Robert left for client dinner, kissing my cheek with cologne that screamed guilt. I followed in my old Honda 2 cars back, heart in my throat. Downtown Columbus glittered, but I tailed his Chevy to the Hilton, same one from the statements. Parked across the lot, I watched through binoculars from a PDA fundraiser. There she was. Emma, blonde hair cascading, red Mustang. They kissed, deep, hungry, like strangers, not like Robert and I after 35 years. I snapped photos with my phone, zoom shaky but clear. His hand on her waist, her laugh carrying on the breeze. Back home, stomach churning, I overheard him on the phone in the den. Yeah, she's buying the bank glitch story. Forge her signature on the loan docs Monday. We'll clean out the rest. Doubt warred with trust that week. Nights staring at our wedding photo. His arm around me, young and hopeful. Was I paranoid? But evidence piled. Another $3,200 to her consulting, lingerie charge on our Amex. Antagonist got bolder, thinking me the fool. Robert started forgetting our date nights, phone glued to his hand. Work stress, March. You wouldn't understand. Emma even called once, voice honey sweet. Hi, Mrs. Hayes, just checking if Robert left his jacket. He's been so busy helping me with loans. Helping. I murmured agreement, but inside fury built. Jennifer noticed too. Over lunch she frowned. Dad seems off. And that Emma, always texting. Subtle red flag. Our daughter knew something or suspected. Suspicious incidents stacked like storm clouds. Incident 1. I found a diamond necklace receipt crumpled in Robert's suit pocket. $4,800, dated our anniversary. Gift for a client. He lied when I showed it, eyes darting. Incident 2. Dorothy called mid-afternoon. Marge, Emma's red Mustang just pulled into your drive. Robert's not home. I raced back from grocery, hid in bushes like some spy novel. They rifled our oak desk, papers flying, Emma giggling. This old bat won't know. Robert shushed her. Soon. The loan goes through, we sell the house, split it. My blood boiled. Fists clenched till nails bit palms. Incident 3. Bank app glitch showed pending $75,000 home equity application. In my name, forged signature. Scope exploded bigger than affair. Financial ruin plotted coolly. Internal conflict tore me. Love versus lies. Part of me wanted to scream. How could you? But wisdom from raising teens won. Confront angry, lose evidence. Instead I dug deeper. Copied emails to a hidden USB. Recorded Robert's next call to Emma on my phone. Voice memo capturing. Margaret slowing down. Perfect timing. Can you believe this? Saturday morning, I walked into Laura Bennett's office clutching my folder like a shield. The weight of 3 inches of printed betrayal pressing against my chest. Her law firm sat in a quiet Columbus strip mall. All polished wood and client confidentiality signs. Laura, sharp-eyed at 55 with a no-nonsense bob, greeted me with a firm hug. Marge, sit. Talk me through it. I spilled everything, statements, emails, motel photos, the forged loan app. Her pen flew across a notepad, face hardening. This is elder financial abuse, plain and simple. Classic playbook. Affair plus greed. First, we freeze joint assets via emergency petition. Your pension's safe separate. Then injunction against the loan. But we need ironclad proof. She eyed my USB. Copy this to my secure drive. And Marge? Don't confront yet. Let them dig their hole deeper. We moved fast. By noon, Laura filed digitally, court order freezing our $450,000 joint accounts. Home equity blocked. All cards on hold pending fraud investigation. I transferred my $120,000 pension to a new solo account at a different bank. Hands trembling as the teller confirmed it. Smart move, ma'am, she said. Dorothy became ally number 1, witnessing Emma's next visit that afternoon. Red Mustang again, Dorothy texted. Parked bold as brass. I stayed hidden next door, peeking through curtains as they pawed our safe, Robert muttering. Old ladies slowing won't notice. Ironic, their evidence of my decline was becoming mine. Antagonists escalated, clueless to the trap snapping shut. Robert came home raging Sunday. His Amex declined at the gas station. Bank's screwing us again, he barked, slamming cabinets. I played dumb over pot roast, murmuring, maybe call tomorrow? Inside, cold satisfaction bloomed. Emma got bolder too, called Monday pretending concern. Mrs. Hayes? Robert's devastated. His cards frozen. Something about audits. Her voice dripped fake sympathy syrupy. Must be stressful for you too. I paused, stirring soup. Oh, it is. But I'll manage. Click. That night I nearly got caught. Robert rummaged my purse for loose change, fingers brushing my hidden phone recorder. Heart stopped, I coughed from the hall. Looking for aspirin? He jumped red-faced. Yeah. Forget it. Close call, but their desperation grew. Texts I mirrored. Marge must suspect card's dead. Push the loan. Emma. Forge faster, Bobby. My counterplan crystallized with Laura's second meeting Tuesday. You're a natural investigator, she grinned, showing bank affidavits confirming $250,000 siphoned, 18 months of consulting fees to Emma's account, now funding her red Mustang and a secret apartment downtown. Plot twist 1. Divorce papers prepped, citing my incompetence from early dementia. Using his public outbursts like the salt dinner as proof. Long-term planning. He'd backdated transfers to look legit. Emotional nadir hit, throat burned, vision blurred. After bypass surgery, holding his hand? But Laura squeezed my arm. Poetic justice incoming. We buy their debts anonymously through my firm car loan, Emma's credit cards. Then reveal. Allies multiplied. Bank fraud specialist verified forgeries. Dorothy tailed Emma to the apartment, snapping lease docs. Specific legal moves locked power shift. Wednesday, Laura's paralegal posed as a notary. Verified Robert's forged SIGs matched bank samples. I executed phase 2. Anonymous tip to First Ohio HR about executive fraud, triggering internal audit. Robert's panic peaked Thursday. He begged over meatloaf. Marge, sign this power of attorney? For our protection. The paper. Full control handover. I smiled, stalling. Let me read it later. That night, alone, I nearly cracked, staring at our vows framed on the wall, tears hot. But resolve hardened. Their own tactics trapped them. Emma's debt surfaced, collectors calling Robert's work. Pay up or repo the Mustang, voicemails captured. Ironic reversal, greed's boomerang. Growing desperation showed. Friday, Robert snapped at breakfast. You're forgetting things, Marge. Salt last week, now this bank mess. Gaslighting amped. Planting dementia seeds for friends. Emma showed up uninvited, all concern. Robert worries about you driving. Maybe we help. Translation. Isolate the mark. But Dorothy intervened, accidentally dropping by with pie. Marge looks sharp as ever. Emma seethed, eyes darting. Near miss too. Robert checked our safe, found my decoy empty statements. Real one safe with Laura. Where's July's? He demanded. Filed wrong. I echoed his old line, heart racing. He bought it, storming out. By week's end, setup primed. Laura coached. Dinner invite, our friends as witnesses. Present evidence piece by piece. Police on speed dial for fraud. I gathered irrefutable. Timestamps, emails synced to transfers, motel GPS from phone mirror. HR audit confirming skim. Antagonist confidence peaked. Robert crowed to Emma on recorded call. Marge crumbling. Loan tomorrow, then we're gone. Their actions trapped them. Forged docs, now felony evidence. Debtside bot loomed. Moments of near exposure built tension. I slipped once, leaving USB visible. Robert glanced but dismissed. Dorothy whispered warnings. Laura prepped restraining order. As Saturday loomed, dinner trap set, powerfully shifted. Robert kissed my cheek, clueless. Love you, Marge. Lies. I smiled back, steel inside. They'd underestimated the teacher who spotted cheats. Balanced budgets through recessions. Emotional breaking point past. Now strategic predator. Have you ever watched betrayers tie their own noose? What would you serve at such a dinner? Their growing panic was music. Desperation calls to Emma. Something's wrong. Card's dead, loan stalled. Ironic. My calm fueled their frenzy. Confrontation brewed. All pieces locked. They walked into my web blind. But the full extent of what I uncovered in those final hours before dinner? That sealed their fate forever. The dinner trap was set for that Saturday. Same table, same friends, same chandelier glow from the salt night. I'd spent Friday prepping like a general. Roast chicken simmering, table set for 8, my thick folder hidden in the sideboard drawer. Laura's final coaching echoed. Piece by piece, Marge. Let them deny, then crush. Police non-emergency on speed dial. Dorothy and Linda confirmed as witnesses. Robert came home early, whistling off-key, clueless. Big night. I asked, chopping carrots, knife steady. Family dinner, Jennifer and Mike too, he said, pecking my cheek with that cologne. Emma arrived first, red Mustang purring outside. Dressed like she owned the place in a tight sweater. Mrs. Hayes smells divine, she cooed, hugging Robert a beat too long. Friends trickled in, Linda, Tom, Dorothy, small talk flowing, glasses clinking. Tension hummed under my skin like live wire. Kids arrived last. Jennifer hesitant, Michael flashy in new loafers. Plates passed. Laughter forced at first, then genuine over potatoes. Robert dominated, arm around Emma casual-like. Bank sorting the glitches, he announced grandly. Marge forgets things lately. Salt shaker fiasco, you remember? Chuckles rippled, my cheeks warmed, but I smiled, serving peas. Life's full of little slips. Post-meal coffee moment struck. I stood, cleared throat soft. Before dessert, something important. Pulled the folder. Placed it center table with a thud. Room hushed. Robert, Emma, care to explain $250,000 to E. Carlson Consulting? His fork clattered, color drained. What? Bank error, Marge, you're confused. I opened slow, first page, statements, transfers highlighted red. 18 months, $50,000 chunks. Matches your emails. Flip to screenshots. Margaret's clueless. Forged the loan. Gasp circled. Linda whispered. Oh God. Robert sputtered. Fake. Hacked. Emma jumped in, voice shrill. Mrs. Hayes, you're mistaken. Consulting fees legitimate. I stayed ice calm, teacher mode locked. Next. Motel photos, timestamp them kissing by the Mustang. Dorothy nodded. Saw it myself. Jennifer's eyes widened. Dad. Michael shifted, uncomfortable. Robert lunged for papers. Give me that. But Tom blocked, gentle. Sit, Bob. Let her finish. Piece by piece hammered home. Played phone recording. Robert's voice tinny damning. She's slowing down, perfect for dementia claim. Divorce papers ready. Emma's reply. Our apartment awaits, Bobby. Friends recoiled. Jennifer teared up. You too? With our money. Robert denied, frantic. Lies. Edited. But bank affidavits crushed. Laura's notarized. Forgeries matched his SIG HR audit printout. Executive fraud probe initiated. Emma cracked first, voice breaking. It was his idea. The debt's the plan, I just needed out. Betrayal twist. Her credit maxed, pressuring him deeper. Robert wheeled on her. You bitch, told you to wait. My monologue built, voice steady, eyes locked on him. 35 years, Robert. Held your hand through bypass, raised our kids on teacher pay while you chased promotions. Balanced every budget, spotted every glitch. And you call me stupid? Useless? For salt. Paused, let it sink. You plotted to paint me demented, steal our home, our savings, for her Mustang and love nest. Gaslit friends forged my name. But I saw it all, teachers I never misses. Tears welled his eyes, he begged hoarse. Marge, please, family. I messed up. Emma sobbed. I'm sorry, we can fix. I cut sharp. Too late. Consequences rolled swift. Dialed Laura mid-table. It's time. She arrived minutes later with 2 officers. Warrants served for fraud, elder abuse. Mr. Hayes, Miss Carlson, you're under investigation. Come downtown. Cuffs clicked cold, Robert blubbered. Marge, don't do this. I stood firm, folder clutched. You did this, Robert. Goodbye. Emma wailed, dragged out. Jennifer hugged me, sobbing. Knew something off, sorry, Mom. Friends murmured support. Dorothy squeezed my shoulder. Door shut behind them, silence fell heavy. Broken only by my exhale. Relief laced with ache. Physical separation sealed it. Robert's keys tossed on porch later. Locks changed by 10 p.m. I collapsed in armchair, folder open like victory flag, but heart hollow. Power shifted absolute but cost? Our vows shattered. What would you say to a spouse in cuffs? Have you ever stood taller in ruins? That night marked turning. No more victim. Justice just beginning. The dinner confrontation lingered like smoke after a fire. Plates cold on the table, friends murmuring shock as police lights flashed blue through the curtains. Jennifer clung to me, tears soaking my blouse. Mom, how long? Dad and her. Michael paced, face ashen. This can't be real. Linda hugged Dorothy. Tom stared at the folder like it bit. Officers escorted Robert and Emma out, his pleas echoing down the drive. Marge, talk to me. Family. Cuffs glinted under street lamps, her sobs turned to hiccups. Door shut final. I locked it, hands steady despite the tremor inside. Coffee, everyone? Voice calm but chest hollowed, like exhaling after holding breath too long. They stayed late, piecing whispers. Knew Bob was off. That Mustang screamed trouble. Jennifer confessed partial knowledge. Saw texts once, ignored for peace. By midnight, house emptied. I sat alone, folder open, replaying his face crumpling. Not triumph. 35 years reduced to evidence stacks. Immediate aftermath crushed slow. Sunday dawned gray, phone exploded. Robert's work line first. Mrs. Hayes? HR here. Mr. Hayes suspended pending investigation. Then his sister frantic. What happened? Bail money. I hung up each time, numb. No contact order arrived Monday via Laura, restraining asset freeze permanent. House felt vast, echoes mocking. Nights I wandered rooms. Our bed too big, his razor gone from sink. Cried first time alone, curled on couch. Raw sobs for the man I married, not this stranger. Why Robert? Whispered to wedding photo, smashing it accidental like. Glass crunched underfoot. Swept at dawn, resolve hardening. Friends rallied. Dorothy daily casseroles. Stronger than them, Marge. Linda coffee runs. You're free now. Jennifer weekly, girls in tow. Grandma's the boss. Michael's calls awkward. Sorry mom, blind. But trust fractured family-wide. Legal storm raged weeks. Laura's office became second home. Depositions, affidavits piling. Prosecutor's office charged Robert. Felony forgery, elder financial exploitation. $250K siphon proven via my timestamps. Emma complicit. Conspiracy, her debts traced to transfers. Court date loomed October. Preliminary hearing gutted them. I testified steady. Your Honor, he called me stupid publicly. Plotted dementia label privately. Stole our future. Robert, suit rumpled. Eyes pleading across room, mouth sorry. Judge denied bail, flight risk. Emma crumbled on stand. Pressured me, debts mounting. Her twist. Backdating his transfers to cover her cards. Sentenced probation her, community service. Robert? 6 months county jail, restitution ordered. $200K clawed back via asset sales. His 401K seized. Our house mine outright, equity loan voided. Financial maneuvers sealed justice. Laura bought their debts pre-confront. Robert's car loan, $28,000. Emma's cards, $15,000. Now mine to collect. Repo man towed Mustang week 3. Robert howled from jail, calls I ignored. Divorce filed swift. No fault, his infidelity proven. Settlement. I kept home, pension intact. Half his pension sliced for repayment. Bank settled civil. $50,000 quiet for oversight. By hearing end, power absolute, me creditor, them beggars. Robert's sister visited once. He's broken, Marge. Kids. I shut door gentle. He broke us first. Antagonist fates unfolded poetic. Robert released April, probation 3 years. No contact, job hunt as felon. Heard through Jennifer. Living sister's garage, driving beater, pride dust. Begged letters smuggled. Forgive Marge, mistake. Shredded unread. Emma vanished post-probation. Mustang gone, job lost, HR probe. Rumor. Waitress in Cleveland, single mom vibes from bad choices. Michael cut ties her. Jennifer blocked fully. No sympathy stirred, just facts, cold ledger close. Emotional recovery crept gradual. Time jumped 3 months post-hearing. Spring bloomed, petunias I planted myself. Therapy Wednesdays, Laura referred Dr. Ellis, soft-spoken. Anger valid, Marge. Let it fuel. Walks with Dorothy, cleared head. Joined senior finance class. Teaching budgeting, irony sweet. Dated once. Widower from church, gentle hands, no cologne lies. Grand girls weekends. Baking lemon bars, stories sanitized. House transformed. His den, my office, walls fresh cream. Weight lifted slow, sleep solid, appetite back. Volunteered Lincoln Elementary, subbing. Mrs. Hayes unbreakable. Kids cheered. Reflections hit porch swings, sunsets painting sky. Lessons carved deep. Trust earned daily, not assumed. Never dimmed my light for his shadow. Journaled nightly. Empowerment bloomed. Not revenge's fire but dignity's quiet steel. Underestimated. Their grave error. Betrayal scarred but forged sharper me. Teacher spotting cheats eternal. Have you rebuilt from ruins stronger? Where are you watching? Porch like mine plotting comebacks. Final message rings true. Ladies age no weakness. Greed blinds betrayers, resilience blindsides. Watch patterns, gather proof, strike smart. Family test love's metal, some melt, some temper. I chose temper. Stronger now, 69 winters, ocean dreams ahead. No more salt tears. Justice? Served cold, perfectly seasoned. If this stirred you, betrayal faced, victory claimed. Hit like, subscribe, share your story below. Comments heal, you're not alone. What's your folder moment? Watching from Ohio or afar, tell me. Strength shared multiplies. Thank you. 3 months after the courtroom gavel fell, life settled into a rhythm I never knew I craved. Quiet, mine unbreakable. October's chill had given way to December's first snow, blanketing our Columbus suburb in that crisp white hush that makes everything feel possible. The divorce finalized mid-November. Judge nodded at my folder of evidence, awarding me the house outright, my full pension, and $220,000 restitution clawed from Robert's frozen 401k and Emma's seized accounts. No alimony tug-of-war. His felony record killed appeals. Locks changed permanently, his name scrubbed from deeds, mailbox forwarding to his sister's garage address. Legal desfecho clean. No contact order ironclad, violation meant jail. I stood in the courthouse hall after, sunlight slanting through tall windows, folder tucked under arm like a diploma. Free. Finally. Nova Vita unfolded gentle but fierce. Mornings now. Coffee on my porch swing, solo no cologne ghosts. Watching cardinals flit to the feeder I'd hung myself. Therapy with Dr. Ellis twice monthly, sharpened edges. You've reclaimed narrative, Margaret. Own it. Volunteering bloomed, Lincoln Elementary 3 days weekly. Teaching budgeting to wide-eyed third graders. Pennies make fortunes, I'd say, passing jars for mock savings. Irony warmed. Spotting glitches in their piggy banks honed my old skills. Dorothy and I powerwalk trails, gossiping light. Heard Roberts flipping burgers at the diner. Linda hosted book club, my turn sharing empowerment reads. Grand girls weekends magic. Jennifer's 2 baking lemon bars in my kitchen. Flour-dusted giggles echoing where shouts once rang. Grandma's the boss. They cheer, hugs fierce. Dated widower George twice, church picnic. Hands gentle, stories shared, no lies. Slow, no rush, dignity first. Destino dos antagonistas? Brief, factual, no glee. Robert scraped by sister's garage, probation chaining him to community service. Bank banned, felon label scaring jobs. Letters smuggled via Michael. Lost everything, Marge, mercy? Shredded unread. Jennifer relayed sparingly. He's sorry, broken. Emma faded Cleveland ward. Waitressing dives. Mustang repo memory. Debtside collected crushing. No contact. Her calls blocked post plea. Michael drifted closer post-truth. Awkward lunches. Blinded mom. Won't repeat. Jennifer thrived bakery-wise. Therapy bonding us. Family mended selective. Love's remnants, wiser boundaries. Mensagem final carved porch reflections. Sunsets gilding petunias. Lessons. Trust patterns, not promises. Love demands vigilance. Age. No frailty, just forged steel from life's forge. Underestimated, I rose. Not vengeful but vigilant. Betrayal's scar? Faint now, badge of battles won. Ladies watching. Gather your folders, freeze those assets, speak truths loud. Dignity disarms greed. Resilience routs gaslighters. You've strength oceans deep, claim it. Help friends since Dorothy's estate check with Laura. Widow next block freezing kids schemes. Prevention ripples. Hopeful realism caps it. 69 feels prime. Ocean cruise books summer grand girls college funds seated. No salt tears left. Justice season life perfectly. Stronger, freer, unbreakable. If betrayal's shadow touched you, no light follows. Like if empowered, subscribe for more triumphs. Comment your folder win below. What rose you from ruins? Watching Ohio snow or southern sun? Share strength multiplies. You're seen valued victorious. Thank you.